Again, it's a red stick.
What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the Python tips and tricks tutorial series. In today's video, we're going to talk about the map function. So let us get right into it. Now, the map function in Python is a very simple thing. This video won't be too long. The only thing that it does is it maps a function to a collection, to an iterable object in Python. So let's say, again, we have a numbers list, and this numbers list has, I don't know, the values 14, 23, 8, 12, 2, 5, and 90, for example. And now we have a function. This function can be a function of the core Python stack, of a library, or a self-defined function. So for example, let's say we have the function square. We pass a number x or a value x, and what we return is x times x. This is just a simple square function. And now what we want to do is we want to square all the values of the numbers list. So what can we do? Of course, we can go ahead and say for x in numbers, or actually let's pick for I in numbers. We're just going to say, or actually let's create a new list first. We're going to say new list equals empty list. And now we're going to say for I in numbers, we're going to say new list dot append square I. This is one way in which we can apply this function here. And of course we need to print the result in order to see what happens. There you go. And as you can see, we get the squared values. Now, this is one way. In the first video of this tutorial series, we talked about list comprehensions, which is another way in which you could do that. You could just go ahead and say new list equals I for, or actually, sorry, square I for I in numbers. This is another thing that we can do here. And it has the same result. Or we can also use the map function. Now, the map function is not that more efficient anymore, because we now have list comprehensions in Python, and the difference between using a list comprehension or a map function is not that different. Back when we didn't have list comprehensions, the map function was very important because it made the code look much more cleaner. But now it's essentially still a one-liner, but it looks a little bit cleaner than list comprehensions in this case, because what we do is we say new list equals, and then we just say map, and we pass the function square without calling it. We just refer to the function, so we don't use any parentheses. And we map this function onto the collection numbers. And what we get out of that is a map object. So if we want to print that, we just have to convert it to typecast it into a list again. And then we can go ahead and we get the same result. So it's a very quick way to just pass a function, pass a collection, and what we get is the function applied to every single element in that collection. So this can be, of course, let's not use the square function. Let's just use the str function. I think this should work as well. Yeah, as you can see, all the elements got typecasted. We can use all kinds of functions that we define ourselves, that we get from external libraries, from NumPy, from Pandas, or from the core Python stack. Whatever we want to do, we just pass a function and a collection, and the function gets applied to all the elements in that collection. So that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. It was a very short video, but I didn't want to artificially stretch the video just so I have more watch time or something. It was all you need to know about the map function. It's a very basic function. It makes the code more concise, cleaner, the same way that the list comprehension do it. So list comprehensions do it. So you can decide if you want to use list comprehensions or a map function. Both are very good ways to make the code more concise, to make it more fancy, more beautiful. And yeah, it's up to you which one you use. I prefer the map function when I really want to map a function onto a collection, and I use list comprehensions in order to just operate with the values in the list. So depending on the case, you might decide what you want to do, which one you want to use. So other than that, thank you very much for watching. See you in the next video, and bye.